this could definitely fortify some big chunks of money coming your way. I don't know where it comes from, but it could be like raining pennies from heaven. How about $100 bills on your head over the next year?
Lunatic astrology.
Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, welcome to 2026 June. This astrology is lovely. We have the luckiest month of the year. Yes, it starts here, and it is connected to your house of windfalls and pennies from heaven and wish fulfillment and dreams come true. We're going to break down how that might play out not only in this month of June, but how it unfolds over the course of about a year. And we're also hooking up a story about Chiron. Chiron moving into Taurus for the first time in 50 years, and how that might impact you as Taurus is a part of your chart where you align with purpose. And finally, we'll get a little touch point going on here about a couple of lunations we have this month ahead as well. And those lunations do serve you very, very beautifully in a particularly auspicious way around life's enjoyments, pleasures, and good fortune. So let's break it down. I'm going to tell you, you got a good month ahead. I'm not making this stuff up. It's one of the better signs to receive the better luck in this month ahead. Welcome to my channel. Are you new here? I am Lori Lothian, and I am using Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. To my regulars, thank you for backing me up. To my new people, give me a try. I'm so excited. I just hit 150,000 subscribers. And if I'm not celebrating that, I don't know what I should be doing. So I indeed am going to be celebrating by offering you guys my own party. Celebrate, all caps, 40% off till the end of June. Any course that I've ever taught in my 2-hour courses, that these are like one standalones, like finding past lives in your chart, or your career, natural talents and gifts you're born to express, or your best career path ahead. So a lot of these courses are very detailed, and also finding the people, husband, wife, children in your chart. So if you want to get those courses, replays, and all the teaching documents with them on my new website, lorilothian.com, you'll be able to go grab them there. Code CELEBRATE, all caps, for 40% off, whatever your heart desires. And I'm so excited to be also teaching a Chiron webinar. Come join me. It's that second or third week of June about Chiron and Taurus, and the information to get on the wait list or sign up for the course, depends on when you watch this video, will be there as well. If you didn't get a hold of the shout out for the Divine Timing Masterclass that I've been teaching in May, there's one weekend left, 5 weekends in May. If you catch this before the last weekend, you want to learn distributions through the bounds as a standalone course, or you want to just jump in and get the whole course that you missed with a deeper discount because you're last in the door, that information is below. All right, so guys, enough call to actions. Let's talk about you and this month ahead. I'm going to be showing you the chart. I'm going to be going through the week by week, day by day explanation of what's happening here for you. And it's really important to know that your planetary ruler, Mercury, is doing something really unusual. He's going to spend 2+ months in a water sign in your chart. And that is something we don't see more than once every 7 years. So this is the beginning of a long mercurial element coming through. I'm really excited to show you what I've got today for you. And like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. Listen for Sun, Moon, and Rising. Cast your chart in whole sign houses using my free tutorial in the description box below, and you'll need a birth time. Look, first of all, Sun is your soul, your true self, your eternal nature, but it will align you with career and purpose, especially after the age of 44, 45. You have a moon sign. How do you think and feel about life? Mind, feelings and thinkings, but it can represent mothers, mother figures, just like the sun can do father figures, and it represents your home life, your domestic life, your domicile, where you live. Whereas the rising sign is your simulation avatar character in this game of life, in this matrix. And therefore it has very circumstantially accurate delineations for how the character's life story will unfold. So listen to that for sure. If your rising sign is not known to you, that same Cast Your Chart in Whole Sign Houses video by me tutorial using free online software will allow you to find your rising sign. But yes, you'll need a time of birth. Now, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. When we say sun, moon, and rising, we pretend your sun is here. We pretend your moon is here, right? This is a Virgo symbol in the first house. And then we look at the landscape. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. Let's start in chronological order, shall we? So we can purse this lucky month ahead. We have Mercury, your ruler, sextiling Chiron as the month begins. The last couple of days of May, the 1st of June, there's some kind of grand finale happening as you've been dealing with Chiron and the chunky money house, the occult mystery house, the house of the dead, the house of your investments, your debts, your finances, your loans, your mortgages, your inheritance monies. Yeah. Shared resources, spousal separation, divorce money, all of that. The wound has been here since 2019. It's getting ready to leave. That's the big story, right? And as they get the grand finale of leave taking, there's a flow to Mercury. I wonder if this is not some kind of career, last 2 days of May, first day of June, something money and career, good energy, positive news or developments. Could be that you're going to get a performance review, a chunk of money, a royalty check, a commission or something. Ka-ching. It could bring professional money your way in a singular chunk, but also helping heal some deeper issues to do with what you've done with chunks of money in the past. Maybe you've spent your inheritance and felt guilty. I don't know. That's my daughter. So things like that. And then we move past that to the 2nd of the month when the sun sextiles Saturn in this beautiful sextile here. Now, this kind of sextile between two planets who normally don't get along, this kind of thing can open up some opportunities professionally. And quite often when you see a Saturn here and you're looking at the professional career story, this is where you're negotiating or communicating Mercury regarding what the terms are, regarding the perks, the medical perks, the vacation perks. So who knows, with the, sun way up here, you might have with Uranus, okay, here for really sticking the landing here for the next 7 years, some kind of really great like news, information, negotiation, money, and career matter going on of some sort. So that's the story I've got for you there. And it should be flowing, harmonious, and positive. And with the sun as the ruler of your 12th house, a little bit of that backroom deals and negotiations on behalf of your career success may be ongoing here. It could also mean that there's a sense that you want to take money from places that you normally wouldn't touch, and you're going to use it for something professionally. Okay. Now, on the 3rd of June, Mercury, we're here for 30 minutes, so hang in there. On the 3rd of June, Mercury will be in a trine to the North Node, squaring Neptune. So the North Node of destiny and fate and amplitude is in your marriage house, and it's been here for 18 months. And this is often, this for couples who are already together in a relationship, looks like grow a bigger pot for your root-bound relationship. So that often means expanding it. We're dating, now we're committed and monogamous. We're committed and now we're going to move in together. We're moved in together, now we're going to get engaged. We're engaged, we're going to get married. See what I'm saying? Now, I have a Virgo rising daughter, same story. I've just seen it happen. Same with my Virgo girlfriend. This is always about what the relationship wants to grow into in a fated way. I bring that up here for a simple reason. This North Node energy has Mercury with it. Wedding proposals, maybe. Let's get Mercury moved on into this part of the chart. Your house of wishes and dreams come true. Right? Good spirit. Mercury flows to the North Node in the marriage house. Again, wedding plans, wedding proposals, moving in. It brings a kind of a dream or a goal you have for committed love into focus in a destined way. It will mostly be, for most of you under this sky, most likely about an existing relationship rather than a brand new relationship. Okay? Probably, based on the sky. Now, this energy is also going to open up the Neptunian story. Where have you been confused or uncertain about shared monies with a partner in business or love? Where have you been confused or foggy or uncertain about your own investment monies? Where have you been confused, uncertain, and fogged out about money from inheritances or money connected to in-laws? And all of a sudden there's this wanting to clear your vision or understanding around the monies that you share with whoever this is, a business partner, a love partner. This can also be in-law. So there's a clarifying of financial stories, while at the same time, there's this beautiful flow between you and someone else. So it's quite an interesting time for you. So let's see how that plays out. You're going to feel that around the 2nd to the 4th most acutely. Then we're going to move into the Venus luck story that this whole thing is driving the show. Your luck starts here, the luckiest month of May. Venus will be hugging Jupiter in the Cancer waters. He's exalted. She's benefic. They are together. And this is your house of good luck. In a way, it's like windfalls and pennies from heaven, the dreams and hopes and wishes and long range plans of your life coming true. This is connected to your groups of friends and social networks. And this is connected to the gains of your 10th house. This is where you work hard and you get a raise, a promotion, more money, a Academy Award or whatever. So these kind of perks and gains of the career are being blessed. I want you to go back to July of 25 because they joined here as well in a rare double joining, because normally we see Jupiter and Venus join together once every 12 years. Instead, we got a two-for deal. So how has your career success, actualization of vision, dreams, and goals? How has your relationship to a significant other expanded and grown in many, many positive ways that you feel blessed by and have gratitude for? How has it been true since last July till now? Because here we have part 2, and this is going to last not only a day, June the 9th, it's going to last a year. So you're going to get more of what you've already had. This could also expand your social groups, and new friends are coming in that bring you great joy and pleasure. And, you're like, yeah, bring on those types of people. They're my people. That's my crew. And so there's a kind of a glow with your social networks as well. And if you have any cherished dreams and you're holding on to them, this can bring actualization of those cherished dreams or goals as well. Kind of like a fairy godfather vibe blessing you here. Because this is also Jupiter and Venus, they transform your life by moving the goodness of your 11th house around the game board. You're going to have more money, more earnings, and more resources. Second house. My Virgo daughter got a massive promotion under last year's, raise money, right? So more of this. Venus says, let's give you some more earnings, money, resources, and financial things, success. Venus also says, let's bring you foreign travel and higher purpose and meaning and dharmic alignment and maybe even opportunities for education. And Jupiter says, let's bring you marriage happiness, committed love, and committed business partnerships. And Jupiter says, let's translate it as well to beautiful home, bigger home, happy home, and lucky home. All of these things happen to my daughter, all of them. So are they likely to happen to you? Okay, Virgo risings. Now you go, oh, that's not my life. It didn't fit. Well, first of all, rising is most accurate in this regards, and then sun second. But second of all, I don't know your chart. I'm not looking at your chart. I don't know how debilitated, for example, your moon might be the ruler of what's going on here. So yeah, see, it's not a personal reading. Certainly, I would say when this conjunction is happening at 25 degrees of Cancer, ruled by a moon in this part of the chart, this could definitely fortify some big chunks of money coming your way. I don't know where it comes from, but it could be like raining pennies from heaven. How about $100 bills on your head over the next year? Look around the actual 9th of June, a day or two before and after, for evidence of the keynote themes that will prevail in the next year. It should be lucky in the short term, and it is lucky in the long term. Moving forward, I talk fast, slow me down on the playback speed. Mercury will square Saturn. Mercury and Saturn, communication that's constricted or difficult. Well, all the glow is going on. Mercury and Saturn are having a chat. There could be some really realistic and responsible information or discussions about money that you share with another person coming your way. Now, sometimes it's just realism. It's just pulling back the veil of confusion, Neptune, and looking at what's really there with you and your husband or wife, or you and your business partner, or you in connection to your in-laws and what your in-law money situation might really be like, because something is being understood or seen, but the square means it can feel a little bit difficult or uncomfortable. If you have a sibling, one older than you, there may be also something going on in the life of a sibling, one older than you, that looks like a secret revealed. Okay, a childhood secret revealed connected to a sibling, one younger than you, and you're getting the information or the download from that sibling, one older than you. I apologize. Okay, so there's that vibe here as well. And then right after that, which is happening on the 10th of June, we come to the 13th of June, and we have another difficult energy of Venus squaring Chiron. Well, Venus is always trying to do her best to bring pleasure, joy, luck, happiness, and all the good stuff of life, right? That's her wheelhouse. But Chiron, getting ready to grand finale out of your house of chunky money and the wounds thereof, unearned income, money that belongs to others that you share. This is interesting. I'm wondering if you're going to have a very profound conversation, because Mercury's still here, with a friend, with a sibling one older, with a marriage partner, about how you want to align your goals and dreams and wishes together regarding money you share with that person. I mean, it's kind of like this is like fairy godparents here up here, mother and father, but we have to take a hard look at something on the financial front as well. Because Chiron is here, but Saturn makes it feel hard. And Chiron says, where has the wound been? So, for example, I have a client who's got this partnership where they've been together for like a decade, and finally they did a prenup or some kind of agreements around their shared money. That was a wound that prevailed for several years for her. But now there's this last dig, this last ouch, this last scab that has to be looked at about your money and how it pertains to other people's money. And that can include inheritances and legacy wealth. Jupiter rules the fourth house of family money. Okay. May feel ouchy, but it's going to heal something. All right. What about the next story? New moon, Gemini, 24 degrees. Let's get to that moon on the 14th. So the lunation is happening in your 10th house of career, and it's a reset button. In the next 6 months, you'll see evidence of something fresh and new, exciting, exhilarating, and unexpected, lifting you up, feeling good, feeling groovy about it. I think that you're going to be surprised, and we'll get into a little bit more of that because we're going to dive into Venus sextiles Uranus. It can be someone behind the scenes, backroom deals and negotiations, working on your behalf, even human resource department energy to elevate you to something exciting and new and fresh. It could be a new position in your company that wants to come off this new moon. It could be a new company you're going to work for altogether. It certainly can fortify greater power, wealth in your actual job environment and lead to a new contractual agreement. So a lot of you, if you're in the working world, that looks like that. Or if you're self-employed, it just looks like you're elevating some fresh, new, exciting beginnings that could also bring you greater earnings and money and wages or income. So the new moon is fresh and it's with Uranus. So there's always a surprise with Uranus up there, even if it's not conjunct. So you didn't maybe expect it, or you weren't particularly planning. And voila, here it comes. Look, voila, look, voila, there it is. Look, on June the 14th, a day or two before and after, maybe up to 2 weeks after, for some evidence of this being true for you. And this is not negative. You're not getting fired or anything like that. Okay. Not at all. This is quite a positive energy. The ruler of the moon is in the house of good spirit where your wishes and dreams come true. So it can give you definitely a positive spin on your career ambitions and successes, not only on the moon, but within the 6 months that unfurls from this new beginning. Now, right after the moon, on the day after this 14th moon of the month, we're going to talk to you about Venus in a surprise here. So it's kind of really on the moon, and the day after it kind of unfurls right over the moon. So let's go from the 13th to the 15th. What is the surprise? Something to do with your career and your Venus in the 12th. Venus in the 12th is like behind the scenes things are happening that favor you professionally. Venus rules human resource department and, some bureaucratic tape involved in work. You could also have a career opportunity connected to foreign people, lands, and shores. You might end up with a situation here where you get more money, right? More earnings and a perk or reward from your career that you didn't expect. Okay. They're going to give you an extra week off every year for vacation time or something like that, or the corner desk in the office that with a big, beautiful view, things like that. Very sweet surprises professionally here. I can't say what to do if you don't have a career, but there's a thing for you to consider why you don't have a career. But if you're retired, what are you doing visibly in the world? That's what I mean, right? And at the same time, like really, really spinning right after that, she moves into her Pluto opposition on the 17th, while also in a beautiful flow to Neptune. So there's a lot of Venusian love here for you guys at this time. So when she's opposite Pluto on the 17th, there's toxic hidden variables that want to be maybe understood or revealed, but you may be doing some contemplation in your back end time alone about what you're unearthing here. Now, this could be unearthing the roots of addiction or self-undoing or bad habits and patterns of things that you put in your nose and mouth, and unearthing deep layers of understanding, because also it ties into your health as well, and also healthy eating, not just substance abuse. So there's some kind of unearthing, and Neptune rules escapist and addictive substances and drugs. And so this looks like for a lot of people a real clearing and cleaning and cleansing and purifying and understanding of self-undoing connected to substance abuse disorders. But it can also open you up to deep visionary nocturnal dreams. Look at that moon, and that you're going to find some deep insights into something that you haven't had a mental handle on before, because you need to know, right, what's buried underneath that Pluto Venus, the power of love and the love of power. And it's coming across a karmic debt axis as well. Possibly if somebody owes you money and you deserve it, like it belongs to you, there can be some debt repatriation here, right? Money that's owed to you returning to you is another option for this sky. Then we move on to the 21st, where the sun will sextile Chiron. Now Chiron is moved into Taurus. Depends on where you live, the 20th, 21st. I apparently am in Vancouver, Australia today, wherever that is. And we move ourselves onward, and Chiron crosses the line into Taurus on the 20th or 21st, time zone dependent. And as he sits in Taurus, you've got this new energy. What is the energy for? It's going to give you a new chironic wound. Wait, we lost your sign. Let's move us back. It's going to give you a new chironic wound in the 9th house. You've been dealing with the chunky money wound. Now it's the 9th house. I don't know, guys. The 9th house is a happy house. It's very, it's very positive, very fortunate house. It's a Dharma house. It aligns you with a significant and meaningful, purposeful life. And Chiron can be the guide, the shaman, the mentor, and the teacher. And this is also an educational house. So you might come into a window that's not as much about the wound, because it trines you over the next 7 years, but you might come into alignment with spiritual guides, teachers, shamans, the healers and therapists of the world, really lining up your way to support you, including educational options of going to school, learning, studying, even higher education over the next 7 years. Now, this is the first taste of it, okay? And it's going to be here till mid-September, back full-time in April of 27. You're getting a flavor over the next few months. And as Chiron crosses the sign boundary, the sun says, let me send you a bit of love. Oh, damn it. Let me send you a bit of love. And that's in the house of good spirit, which is positive, very, very wish fulfillment and gains of your career and pennies from heaven. And see this is beautiful. I think some of you are going to make a case between now and mid-September for finding a new alignment with your professional ambitions and a feeling that you are using your talents and gifts in the proper way in this lifetime. And this will be here for 7 years. You don't have to get it right away, but this is the beginning of getting it right. And you're going to do that through some insight, contemplation, and deep soul work. Sun rules as part of your chart, so that this alignment can be made known to you and you can figure out what to do with it. Venus is ruling that Chiron, and the sun is the ruler of where Venus is sitting. So it's almost like, take this, you'll probably notice around the solstice that there are circumstances aligning to show you a deeper understanding of where you need to be in a professional alignment. And I bet you some of you will end up making plans or talking with a partner or a friend about going back and re-educating, or for the first time educating in a setting of some kind. It doesn't have to be, could be higher education, it could be skills-based education, but there's that vibe for you guys here. And this is foreign lands and shores, right? Venus is the house of distant lands. Jupiter was a ruler of the 4th house. Some of you may be contemplating a move abroad or talking with somebody important to you, like a spouse, about moving somewhere quite far away from where you currently live. Those are energies of discussions that come under this chironic energy at this time. So we're talking about June the 21st. Then we move a day or two on either side. And then we move on to the 24th of the month, where the sun will trine the north node of destiny and worldly success. Well, we know where that is. We've been talking about the expanding of the root bound relationship into a bigger pot. So that's that story. You are doing that work to increase your relationship connection and make it grow. And now we have to ask ourselves what the sun is actually saying. This could be a real spiritual growth in the relationship. Okay, it really can. And it could open up the relationship to deeper spiritual alignment with each other. Okay, now the other energy that the sun can open up there is there's something going on in your professional endeavors that is also connected to destined contracts. Mercury will be negotiating for you. So you could end up, signing on the dotted line for a new job position. And I kind of like this for you if you're looking for opportunities to work for companies that are international, or that you want to get a job in a foreign land, or you want to work for a company that has, headquarters internationally. That vibe is here for you as well. When we talk about your, 25th of the month. Sorry about that. I'm in delay mode. I'm a robot and I'm glitching. Venus is trining Saturn. Okay. Venus is trining Saturn. And Saturn Venus trines are very, very dutiful, because Venus is joy and pleasure in Leo. She's a boss babe. Let's talk about that. And Saturn is like structure. You've had Venus. You will have Venus. Have Venus here in your 12th house right now. I'll give you some tips for that. For a while, June 13th to July 8th. And what I like about it, well, because it's bed pleasures. So it's not just bed pleasures like in romantic terms. It's also pleasures in your alone time, creativity and art in your alone time. So June 13th to July 8th, spending solitude time or bed pleasure time is very sanctioned. It's like double thumbs up, do it. Just as Mercury is here through to August, right? Goodness gracious, June 1st to August 9th, you're very social. You're spending time with groups of people. You're very actively, busy in your career and collegiate setting in a social way. This is positive social stuff, Jupiter. You're putting more time with friends. You're having more fun. Yeah, June, July into early August. And with Mercury here, FYI, it's good for your career. Your career gains are going really well, or as well. Something's working in the career space for you. Probably say, "Oh, I'm so lucky. Things are going so well in my career," is how you might say it, right? Now, the Venus thing I'm trying to point to is what Saturn is trying to bring to the table. And he's like realistic and responsible and sober-minded. And there's sobriety right there, right? Escapist tendencies with sobriety. So if you've been on a sobriety path or considering it, this is what's happening. And then Saturn is saying to Venus, who loves her pleasures in solitude. So maybe you hide alcohol from people and drink alone, right? They're really a turning point here in that. And because you've got to get real. And the other thing, Saturn here could be about money. And it can also involve money that is shared with a spouse or someone else, and having to really look at what your contribution is to finances with a significant other. I don't think that this is an inheritance story, but sometimes this could bring money from sources that aren't professional, not your daily job. And that Saturn could be from an elder, somebody much older, but you see, I would say more likely to receive inheritances from somebody in the family of origin once Jupiter crosses the sign boundary on June the 30th. But we're on June the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and now we're on the 25th. So something's building here. So I'm going to make a case for you, Your Honor. It's possible that this is the pending runway to Jupiter crossing the sign boundary, and you're coming into some financial success through legacy wealth, inheritance money, okay, from an elder, as well as a story of what I've already covered. When we move past that, we talk about Mars sextiling Jupiter, great for business enterprise, great for commerce and stuff like that. So Mars is going to leave Taurus, where he's been a bulldozer. Are you okay? Did you survive all that grind up here? And you may have been working hard with something that had to do with your purpose or your legal matters or your things to do with international travel and bulldozing your way through it, or bulldozing your way through therapeutic sessions. But you're getting ready for the crossover, and Mars gets the hell out of there. Yeah. Well, he will, but he's going to cross that sign boundary at the end of the month. And as you get ready for that, last gasp, he talks to Jupiter anaretic in a sextile, very positive flow, very positive energy here. Mars is the ruler of your travel house down here, and he also is a ruler of your chunky money. So there's something about maybe travel plans domestically or internationally with friends, social groups, networks, a sibling one older, and some kind of pivot point. It could be positive, okay? But change of plans, maybe around travel. Winning in a court battle at last and getting a big payout. Okay, that kind of thing. And the very end of the month, we have the full moon at 8 degrees of Capricorn. So this is a lunation that's taking 6 months ago's new moon seed and planting a fulfillment tree. And the energy of Capricorn, where the moon is where the moon is in debility. Oh, well, it's at 8 degrees. It'll really impact 8 degrees sun, moon, and rising Virgos more, but you all feel it, trining you, so you don't mind it. This is a house of conception, and full moons and new moons here can be about babies, okay? So there may be a fulfillment energy, and I don't know that that's possibly true, but I'd be careful because Jupiter, I call him the great sperminator. He rules children, and he's always making many babies like Elon Musk has. Jupiter in his 5th house, he's got 14 kids. Jupiter is witnessing your 5th house. If you or your partner are of conception age, I don't care if you're the man or the woman, right? There is a conception here on this moon that you could have. You don't want a conception, then be careful with your birth control, please. And we're talking about the 28th of the month. You'll feel it on the 28th, 29th of the month, this lunation. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to get a baby going or are you going to not? So be careful. I'm just warning you. Okay. Like I got to call it like I see it, especially with Mars exalting your conception house with Uranus, the god of surprise. So birth control does fail every now and then. So be careful. If you don't want one, if you do, this could be a very rare combination of events that lead to a conception of a child. All right. That's just got to call it like, because you're on a trip with your loved one. Okay. Romantic life. Otherwise, big fulfillment to do with entrepreneurial, artistic, and creative endeavors. Great fulfillment in your performing an artistic and muse inspired reality. Great fulfillment in what we would call good fortune, including winning money. If you're to win money off of this and it's not impossible, it's because of the good fortune house, the good spirit of windfalls here. It also could be feeling like you win money because it comes from the house of chunky money. Is that like a spouse's money, their in-law money? Is that money from someone in your family of origin? Even if we don't want the person to pass away, if great grandpa Jones is passing away and they're going to get lop a bunch of money at you, you're probably going to feel fortunate. So there's that on that full moon. The full moon can unfold over 6 months, not just the day of the moon or on the 28th or so, 29th of the month. It's on the 29th in my time zone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my Patreon community where you get early access, ad-free, no ads, videos from me. Everything you see here on YouTube, every video is given to my Patreon community before you guys with no ads. It's cheap to join. I don't remember what it is, $7 maybe, $8, $10 a month. You always unsubscribe if you don't like what I do there. I have lots of meetings. You can also, don't forget to celebrate with me, 150,000 subscribers. And my code CELEBRATE gives you 40% off any of the courses I've taught. These are the shorter courses, right? Like the 2-hour video courses, finding past lives in the chart, fun stuff like that. Check below. Hopefully I'll see some of you in my Chiron webinar coming up at the end of the month. I haven't chosen a price. It's nominal. I don't want to complain. I'm so grateful for my life, but I had 600 people take a webinar with me recently with a tip jar, and I three people tipped. Okay. So, and it was a good webinar. So I'm going to no longer give free giant webinars like that. Although all my Mercury webinars are free, all of them, 6 a year, but not the bigger ones that I spent hours making slideshows for you guys. And then I just get no tips back. I'll see you guys around. Take care and have an amazing, lucky month, you Virgos. You are amazing. Like, subscribe. Bye. Lunatic astrology.